countries that don't depend on the Strait of Hormuz, and why this war still affects them. When people hear the words Strait of Hormuz, they hear one thing: oil. They're told that if this narrow stretch of water closes, the world shuts down. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Not every country relies on the Strait of Hormuz for its oil. Some don't depend on it at all. So why does every major global conflict near Hormuz still send shockwaves through all of them? The answer reveals how modern power really works. Who doesn't rely on Hormuz? Let's start with a surprising fact. Some of the world's most important economies get little or none of their oil through the Strait of Hormuz. Countries like the United States, now one of the world's largest oil producers, Canada, with vast domestic energy reserves. Russia, exporting oil through pipelines and Arctic routes, Norway, supplying Europe from the North Sea. Even parts of South America, increasingly energy self-sufficient on paper, these countries appear insulated. No tankers through Hormuz. No direct dependency. They shouldn't care, but they do. Why insulation is an illusion? Because oil markets are not local. They're global. Oil is priced globally, traded globally, and psychologically driven. It doesn't matter where your oil comes from. If prices spike, everyone feels it. A single threat near the Strait of Hormuz can push global oil prices higher, increase inflation, disrupt supply chains, raise transportation and food costs. A country might avoid Hormuz physically, but it cannot avoid global pricing pressure. Independence from the strait does not mean independence from its consequences. The second impact: alliances and obligations. There's another layer most people miss. Countries don't exist in isolation. The United States may not rely on Hormuz, but its allies do. Europe, Japan, South Korea, and many developing economies depend heavily on energy that flows through that narrow passage. So when tensions rise, allies expect protection, security commitments, activate military forces, reposition. Even energy-independent nations are pulled in, not by oil, but by obligation. This is how regional conflicts become global. The real effect of the current conflict. This is why the current conflict matters even to countries that don't rely on Hormuz. Not because their lights will go out tomorrow, but because insurance costs on shipping rise, global trade slows, markets become volatile, political pressure increases. Energy independence protects you from shortages. It does not protect you from instability. And instability is the real weapon in modern conflict. The bigger pattern: the Strait of Hormuz isn't powerful because of where oil comes from. It's powerful because it sits at the intersection of global markets, strategic alliances, psychological pressure. In today's world, you don't need to block a supply line to cause damage. You only need to threaten uncertainty. That's why even countries that don't depend on Hormuz watch it closely. Because survival in modern geopolitics isn't about resources alone. It's about exposure. Some nations don't need the Strait of Hormuz, but none can ignore it. Because modern conflicts don't spread through oil alone. They spread through prices, through alliances, through fear. And once uncertainty enters the system, no country is truly outside the blast radius.